everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the Toll Tribe channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Lorianne. This is my little space on the internet and I'm so happy that you're here. So today's a filming day, obviously, because I'm sitting down filming, but I literally had no idea what I was going to be filming today. Normally, I go by a content calendar so that every time I'm sitting down to film or whatever, I know what's going on for the day, but there was one blank space on my content calendar and it was for today. And so I didn't know what I was gonna be doing until it came to me this morning when I was spending some time with Josiah. So today I'm gonna be talking about what we are doing to prepare our 16-month-old son for the arrival of baby number 2, his baby sister. So while our family situation is similar to many people, and especially many people that watch this channel, we're definitely not in the majority. So this is an adoption situation. We are a hopeful adoptive family. We are matched with baby number 2, who's due in early September. And this situation is really special to us because the baby that we are matched with, that we are hoping will join our family, is our 16-month-old son's biological sister. It's probably really hard in general to prepare a child our son's age to understand that there's going to be a new baby joining the family regardless of how that baby is joining. But I feel like there's an extra layer of complication when you're not the one physically carrying the child and they're not seeing day to day a body changing, where you can explain like there's a baby in mommy's belly and mommy's belly is going to grow and then the baby is going to come out and it's going to be here with our family. We can't really do that because baby number 2 is not here in our home growing every day. It's a little bit more difficult to drive that home with like a physical example. So I just thought it might be helpful for other families in a similar situation to hear, you know, how we've been going about doing it. And obviously I want to preface this by saying like I'm not a child psychologist or expert in any way. This is literally just what we have been doing. I've been noticing like little changes in Josiah that make me think that he's starting to understand probably as much as he possibly can at his age. But again, not an expert. If you're watching this and you're in a similar situation, hopefully there's a takeaway or two that you can kind of implement into your own strategy that works for you. I guess we'll start with how we told Josiah that he was going to be a big brother. Now, I think kids understand a lot more than we think that they do. I just don't know to like what extent cognitively, obviously. When I talk to Josiah, I really do just try to explain things to him the way they are, but in the simplest way possible for his kind of age group to understand. So in telling him that he's going to be a big brother, we just said, you know, Mama so-and-so is going to have a baby. Mama so-and-so is his birth mom, his biological mom. We use her real name, but for the purpose of this video, I will say Mama so-and-so. It's in her belly and she's asked us to raise that baby with you so that you could be a big brother. And again, I have no idea how much that he understands, but it's kind of just a repetitive thing that we talk about so that it kind of just becomes the normal storyline of like what's happening and what's to come. Something else we're making a really conscious effort to do and stay on top of is to refer to Josiah as the baby less, and referred to him more as Josiah or one of his like 1,000,005 nicknames that he has. And the purpose behind this is kind of like allow him to like graduate, if you will, from being the baby to like being that like big boy, big brother. It's really easy to like continue to call him the baby because he is still so young. That's why I said we have to make a really conscious effort to be like, can you go change Josiah? Or like Jojo needs a snack, like things like that. So we're not saying like, can you get the baby some yogurt? I feel like it's necessary to do this, but at the same time, it is just so heartbreaking because like obviously he is still a baby and he is my baby and he always will be. But I feel like we have to kind of draw that line a little bit just so that he can understand that, you know, there is a baby coming and babies have a whole special set of needs from mommy and daddy, and you can do a little bit more on your own because you're a special big kid, especially because he's at a stage right now where he like wants to do things and he wants to help. If there's a spill on the floor, he wants a paper towel to clean it. Sometimes he'll get his own napkins to clean up little spills. He likes to help move the laundry from the washer into the dryer, so I'll like hand him things and he'll throw them in. Like he's just getting to the point where he wants to help so badly that I feel like this is actually also a good time for us to be kind of making that move where we kind of level him up. And in turn, we've been talking about the baby a lot more to him and then just around him in general. Like if he's reading in the living room, I'll be like, wow, you're doing such a good job. Are you gonna read to the baby like that? Or are you gonna read to your baby sister? Again, I just feel like this helps separate him from the baby. Another thing that Mike and I did early on that I'm really, really glad that we did was settle on a name for baby number 2. So we had a whole list of girl names that we previously had liked that we figured we would pick something off of that list. And then when it came time to actually pick a name, none of those names felt right, and a name just came to me one day, and I said it to Mike, and I said, like, I can't stop thinking about it. It's never a name I would have considered before, but for some reason I can't get it out of my head. And when I said it to him, he was like, I really like that, and it kind of just clicked, and that became the name. Once we settled on a name, we started using it in conversation with Josiah and then just with each other and with family, just so that Josiah can kind of attach the idea of this name belonging to somebody and then this somebody is coming. So that when he eventually meets the baby and we say, this is your sister so-and-so, it kind of clicks like, that's the name I've been hearing. This is the person we've been talking about for the last couple of months. Josiah is at a point cognitively now where he does associate names with people that he knows. So like he can't say everybody's name, but if I say Gammy, he knows who Gammy is. He knows to go to Gammy. If we're standing at the fridge looking at pictures and I say, where's, you know, Chasey, he knows that Chase is his cousin and he'll point to the picture or he'll smile at it. So I think this baby being attached to a name and us using the name regularly in our home is just gonna help it sink in a little bit more. Another thing that we're able to do, and I know that maybe not every hopeful adoptive family is able to do this, is we show him sonogram pictures of his little sister. I speak to Josiah's biological mom, expectant mom, several times a week. I'm kind of up to date with when she has doctor's appointments and things like that. And she is kind enough to send me sonograms when she does have them at the doctor's office. So I have a few of baby girl, and I obviously love to look at them, but I also share them with Josiah. When they come in, I'll say, you know, do you want to see your baby sister or do you want to see so-and-so? And I will show him the picture, and I'll say, you know, that's the baby or that's so-and-so right there. And it's really cute. He has no idea what he's looking at. Listen, when I show Mike, Mike doesn't even know what he's looking at. He's like, where's the head? Where's the nose? And I'm just like, right there, that's the nose. But it's really sweet. It's a really cute story, so I have to share it with you guys. But one day I was showing Josiah the sonogram picture and I said, you know, this is your baby sister. She's growing in mama so-and-so's belly. Like, isn't she so cute? And he was like looking at the phone all interested, you know, smiling. And I said, what are you gonna do when you finally get to meet her? And he leaned in and he kissed the picture on the phone. It was so cute. My heart literally like exploded. I could have died. It was the cutest thing I have ever seen. One of the last things we're doing to prepare not only Josiah, but also ourselves for this like huge life change is we're starting to transition him to spending a little bit more time with Mike. It's incredibly normal for children to be just a little bit more attached to whichever parent is like the primary caregiver in general. And in our household, even while Mike is an incredible father, I'm just the one that's with Josiah the most. Since he's been born, I had my, you know, my parental leave, and then I was fortunate enough to work from home for the last year during the pandemic. So even when we had help coming in to watch him, I've always been in the background somewhere. I've always popped down for lunch. If he hit his head and was really crying, I could come down and soothe him. I've always just been not too far from reach for his entire life. And so Josiah is very attached to me. And while Josiah definitely has his moments where he's like really good about going with Mike or going with grandparents or going to whoever, I always kind of end up being like the first choice. And obviously as a mother, I love that. I love that I can be that comfort for him, and I never not want to be that comfort for him, right? Like I always want to be that. But at the same time, we kind of have to start to prepare ourselves for the fact that Mike is going to have to step into that role a little bit more, because I'm going to be taking care of a newborn baby that obviously needs a whole lot of attention. And Mike and I will be formula feeding again. So it's not like I can only exclusively feed the baby. I can do handoffs. So if I absolutely feel like I need Josiah time, or if Josiah needs mommy time, like I can easily hand the baby off. So we will be able to switch caregiving to children pretty easily if needed. But like baby or not, I just feel like it's important at this age anyway for Josiah to start relying on dad more, and not be so dependent on mom, so that, you know, mom can have a break every now and then. I very much understand that attachment to the primary caregiver, like in the beginning, but now that he's getting a little bit older, it wouldn't hurt for him to spend more time away from mom, out of the house with dad, doing things. And with bringing baby home, you know, I feel like it's almost going to be a necessity, because it is going to be a huge change for me to be, you know, having to take care of 2 under 2. I can tell you right now, the person that's having the hardest time with this kind of transition is me. I'm having the hardest time with it. Mike has stepped up in an incredible way to do even more than he's already ever done, and I will say he's always been a fantastic dad and always helped me out, but like he's just even gone the extra mile now, and I so appreciate that. And Josiah has actually been doing really well with it, much better than I really expected, but he's been good. We've had a lot fewer meltdowns lately over, you know, daddy taking him to get a snack or daddy doing bedtime than before, when he like would always just, you know, reach for me and yell for me. I will say he is starting to get better with allowing Mike to kind of be like that front line, you know, care for him. And as sad as I am to kind of be taking like a little bit of a step back, it also does really warm my heart to just like see their relationship grow and build. Another thing that's been really helpful, and obviously we couldn't plan for this has just happened, but Josiah has a new baby cousin that was born in June. He's only been around him a few times, but we show him pictures of the baby often, and we kind of tell him all the time, like, this is your baby cousin, this is your baby cousin, you have to be gentle with baby cousin. And it's funny, like the first time that we were there meeting the baby was laying in a rock and play, and we were all kind of eating, and all of a sudden I was just like, wait, where's Josiah? And I like immediately kind of panicked, because Josiah is going through a little bit of like a toddler frustration, like hitting phase, and I got nervous that like he was like assaulting this baby. And we all looked up, and Josiah was standing on the side of the rock and play, just peeking in the basket at his little cousin, and just gently kind of looking over him. And it was so sweet. Somehow every time he's been around the baby, he's instinctually known to kind of be gentle around him. I have no idea how he knows, but he just has been. And so we kind of just keep showing him, like, the baby is so little, right? Like, do you see the baby? You're gonna have a baby like this in your home. And so I feel like that's kind of been helping too, because he kind of gets to see like what this baby looks like in real time. And I feel like cognitively he does understand in some capacity about like a baby and what a baby is and how you kind of behave around a baby. It'll be a little bit different when the baby is legit living in his home, in his space, and he's sharing parents. I'm sure there'll be some kind of frustration with that for him when the time does come. But I got a box yesterday for the baby, a product, and it had a picture of a baby sleeping on the box. And I was like, what is this, Josiah? What is this? And he came over and he kind of touched it nicely. And I said, can you point to the baby? And he pointed to the baby, and I was like, okay, so he gets it. He knows what a baby is. He's starting to catch on to what's going on again. It'll obviously be a little bit of a shock when in fact there is a baby in the space and he's sharing it. Also probably just a lot for him in general, because we're going to be moving into a new house around the same time. So it's a lot of change for him all at once. So Mike and I also have to work on ourselves and our level of patience and, you know, just having grace with the situation, because it's going to be cray. Like, it's just gonna be crazy. I know it. It's fine, we'll get through it. It is what we do. We get through things, but it should certainly be interesting. If you're currently in or about to be in a similar situation, looking for ways to try to tell your little that they're gonna be a big sibling in kind of an adoption situation, hopefully there were some takeaways in here for you that maybe you can utilize. If you're a family who's been there and done that and you've already had to do this, what are some of the things that you did or said to your child to help prepare them? You can leave them down below in the comments. We would love to hear from you and get your perspective. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and click that little notification bell for more content from this channel in the future. Bye.